Order in the court. Order in the court. I'm just kidding. Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Naya Chung. I'm a part-time 3L in law school. This semester I will be getting to walk in the graduation ceremony, but I really won't be done until the summer. And here I am giving you all the tips, info, and advice that I wish I knew before entering law school. So today's video is about what kind of law student do you need to be to graduate, to have a good resume, and to look like a competitive applicant, and I'm going to break it down to you. And the reason I've decided to do this video is because this is a lot of information that I've had to learn myself. Sometimes, especially when you just think you need to get good grades, but good grades is honestly not even the half of it, and they don't make it seem like that until you're close to the end, and then all of a sudden people are asking you, what are you doing? What have you done? Is this it? And then you're just sitting there like, no one ever told me I need to do this. So here I am giving you the game from 1L year to 3L year about how to make yourself look competitive. Take my advice with a grain of salt. Take it with not a grain of salt. Do as you wish, but I really believe that my tips are important for you. So let's get into it. So this is really like how to build a good resume and things you need to do to at least look competitive, no matter if you're part-time, full-time. You can't do everything, but maybe you could pick out bits and pieces that will help you still be competitive. So I just want to start by saying this. If you want to know what GPA you should have in law school, my best advice to you, it will be to get a 3.0. Regardless of if you are a hardworking student, a laid back student, a student who's smart but doesn't fully apply themselves, listen, I get it. Grades, keeping up with reading, that's a lot. But one thing I've heard from every employer is that a 3.0 is good. Of course, you want to aim higher than that, but if you're somebody who's like at a 2.8, 2.9, listen, get yourself to a 3.0, maintain that 3.0, and if you go above and beyond, kudos to you. That's more important in like the corporate world, transactional law, in the business world, and things like that. And if you're already at a 3.0, then every semester you need to challenge yourself and go up a point. But what I'm saying is, as a baseline, have a 3.0 when you graduate. Second, oh my gosh, legal research and writing will make or break you as a law student and as somebody graduating and as a lawyer. So one thing I need to say is you need to be working on your legal research and writing, you guys, and you need to put yourself in a place that works on it. I don't care if that's joining law review. I don't care if that's joining moot court. I don't care if that's your professor who needs a research assistant and you're learning how to get down and dirty with it. I really feel like if you know how to do legal research, you can go into any field and figure out what a legal issue is. You will know how to not only conduct research to find that issue, but you will be able to be comfortable in your research skills, and you will be able to really do anything. Do not run from legal research. It actually will hurt you in the end. Your first year you take legal research and writing, I advise you to take that class very seriously because you will need it in the future in your internships as well as at work. So whatever opportunity you can find that improves your writing, whether it's a law review, it doesn't even have to be your school's official law review. There's always like a popular law review, but if you can get on like the international law review or just any law review, anything that deals with writing, do it. It's good for your resume, it's good for you, it's good for your future, and it's good for you to be comfortable looking past the resume for when you graduate. So take on something that helps you improve your writing skills. Every summer, I challenge you as a law student to be on something, whether that's a journal, whether that's legal research, whether that's an internship. Every summer, you need to be doing something that goes to your resume, but also goes to your development as a law student, because grades is not going to get you there. So my next piece of advice, talking about internships, you really need to do an internship, you guys. I'm not playing. You don't want to get to your 3L year and have accomplished nothing in the internship world. An internship is so important because it's the practical side of the law. You might be the best student, but if you're not good at putting documents together or keeping up with your clients as a law student, reaching out, calling, email, legal research, balancing everything at once, then it doesn't matter what good grades you get. I'm not saying that getting good grades doesn't translate to good work performance. I'm just saying it's two different ball games. And if you are doing well in your internships, you have the most decent, okay-ish GPA, at least employers can look at your internships and know that you're somebody who could at least do the legal work side, and you just weren't the strongest memorizer, the strongest writer as a student, but you know what to do as somebody who's going to be a future lawyer. And I think that's very important. I highly advise that when you fully graduate, you at least have 2 internships. If you're not working in a legal space, a legal job, you need to at least have 2 internships under your belt. If you want to do your 1L to a 3L year, even better. You will look more competitive the more you do it. Just Maybe you've entered law school and you don't know what you want to do. Maybe you kind of like family law. Maybe you kind of like intellectual property. Maybe you kind of like defense. Well, use your 3 years wisely. Whatever you think you're interested in, start that now. And I will say, even if you don't do something you're interested in, all these legal research and legal writing skills are transferable. So do something. And if you're not comfortable going out in the real world and doing an internship, do a clinic at your school. And it counts as an internship and class credit. I got to learn how to do client meetings, how to make a meeting, how to bill hours, how to speak to a client, how to introduce myself, how to break the ice, how to make my client comfortable, how to be more comfortable with legal research, how to write petitions. Yes. Okay, so if you're not comfortable going out and doing an internship on your own, do something with your clinic at your school and be aware of the maximum amount of clinic hours that your school allows for. People are looking at what you've done and they're like, okay, you got a good GPA, but where's everything else? And I really want to say that having a good GPA is important, but so is everything else. So yeah, use an internship or a clinic as the opportunity to explore what you want to do or do what you know you want to do. Maybe you figure out what you want to do your 3.0 year and you didn't do anything of that until your 3.0 year, and they ask you, how come you didn't work in this field? You could say, honestly, I didn't know, but I did this, and this, and the skills are transferable. I know how to legal research, I know how to legal write, like make yourself look spicy on paper. I'm just saying. So then my next piece of advice is to really start your 1.0 year if you can. And if you can't start your 1.0 year and be committed to all these internships, that's what I do this summer. I'm honestly very busy in the school year. So my summer is when I play chess. School semester for me is grades. Summer for me is like resume building. Yeah. Resume building. So my biggest advice is start your 1.0 year. And if not, you need to at least be going by 2 a year, and that's not negotiable. My next piece of advice is to be a part of clubs and organizations. Being in clubs that are based on the field you possibly want to work in will show that you at least have an interest in that field, and I highly recommend that you won't take on a leadership position. You need to either be a part of clubs as a member if you're hitting all the other boxes, or that's when you need to shine yourself and be a leader. And you don't have to be the president. You don't have to be the vice president. Of course, that's the best route, but maybe be like a 3L representative, 2L representative. I noticed that things like that don't really require the most work, just information for other students. And I'm going to be real, a lot of these clubs don't meet like every month. They meet like once a semester. So you can do it. Remember, you want to look competitive when you graduate. That's what all this is about. Personally, I'm just a member in these clubs, and I still put it on paper because I'm a member, but that's why I make sure to have internships and things like that and networking events, and I'm a part of organizations outside of school so that I can be competitive. So be a part of clubs or organizations that you want to pursue or take on leadership roles. And my next piece of advice is to do a concentration if you know what you want to do. If you know what you want to do, go ahead and do that concentration for your school, because that will help you just be more aware of the legal issues that go on in that legal field that you might not be a part of yet. And say you want to be an international lawyer. If you took all those international law courses while in law school, you kind of have an idea when you graduate and you kind of know if you really want to do it. Or maybe if you don't know what concentration you want to go into, or you don't know if you want to do a concentration, take a couple of those courses, see if you like it, and make sure to balance it with your bar courses. Another piece of advice that I wish I got was take those bar courses seriously. Don't not try to take them. Try to balance it with the electives you want to do. Doesn't matter if you don't like family law. That family law is going to be on the bar. That business entities is going to be on the bar. So make sure you're taking bar courses, but also electives. And yeah, you just got to be smart, which is why I wish I had all this information for my 1.0 year. So I'm giving you what I didn't know. Do a concentration, which I am in the health law concentration, even though that's not the route I will really be pursuing. So the next thing I want to recommend to build your resume or look competitive and to be competitive is to volunteer. I think volunteering really goes unnoticed. I think a lot of people always overlook volunteering, but I'm somebody who really values volunteering. Not only do I just enjoy giving back as a person, but I think that it looks good on your resume because it shows that you have a heart. I think sometimes people are looking for, how do I need to look like the best student, the best person? But sometimes things speak to your soul, and some people value that you have a good heart, you're a good person, you care about the community. Some employers probably like that. I'm just saying. So I would really volunteer, go above and beyond. If your school only requires 32 volunteer hours, do 50. If your school only requires 50, do 100. I say always go above and beyond, because if you're going above and beyond and you're doing that as something like volunteering, that means you probably go above and beyond for your clients. You probably go above and beyond in your workplace. You probably go above and beyond naturally. You probably go above and beyond as a person. So always volunteer, always go above above and beyond, and it's a cool thing. And honestly, volunteering, you get to learn a lot of little legal issues, little legal things. I volunteer at immigration all the time, and I'm learning about how to interact with clients, their experiences, how they feel. And I'm also filling out N400 forms, which is applying for citizenship. So not only am I learning legal skills in a way at volunteering, but I'm connecting with clients or potential clients of my future. So don't sleep on volunteering. Imagine I only need 30 volunteer hours, and say I put down that I did 200. Imagine how that looks on paper. I'm just saying. To end this off, I have a lot of other tips that I want to give for networking, but that's going to be a whole different video. I really am giving this advice because I feel like I wish I had this, and I really want to tell you guys, start your 1L year, start your 2L year. If you know that you can't do a lot of internships, if you know that your mom, your dad, you can't do a lot of clinics, XYZ, do it in the summer. I'm part of organizations at my school. I'm a part of organizations with attorneys. That's another tip for your resume, is join organizations outside of law students, and it's actually in the attorney world, because when people see that on your resume, they're like, oh wow, she's involved. Not only is she involved in school, not only is she doing internships, not only is she getting good grades, but she's out here outside of that law school space, and she's interacting with attorneys, she's meeting people, she's networking, and that also looks good on your resume. So yeah, just giving you guys advice I wish I had. And really do extracurriculars. It might seem like an extracurricular, but when you graduate, it's actually things they require. Because if you just have a good GPA, if you just volunteered, if you were just doing little things here and there, you're gonna feel like you're not as competitive because you're missing the legal job. You're not having any writing, no research skills on paper. You need that clinic, you need that internship, you need something that shows that you're able to do the job. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Naya Chung. Be on the lookout for my networking tips. Let's get this video to 100 likes, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Legally Naya, and I'm here to help you do better in law school, and I'm here to help you give tips and tricks that I didn't know, especially as a first-generation law student, first in the family. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day, and don't forget, we turn. Bye, you guys. I let this go.